In this tutorial, we're going to look at some of the new features that ES6 has introduced to functions, including default values and the REST operator. So I have a simple function called sayHi that takes three names and then prints out a greeting, which is actually set as the final parameter to the function call. So we can assign any of the arguments to the function a default value. So if we were to remove the greeting value that's supplied when we call the sayHi function, you'll see in the output on the right hand side that the greeting argument has been set as undefined. So what we can do when we define our sayHi function is assign a default value to the greeting argument. So now when we don't pass a string for the greeting parameter to the sayHi function, the default value that we specify in the function definition will be used instead. This can also help deal with undefined values if they're passed to your function. Say we have a variable that's set in some other part of the code and it gets an undefined value. If this is then passed to the sayHi function, we can catch those undefined values from flowing through into the function by setting a default value on the name3 argument. So that's quite a common technique for dealing with undefined values that are accidentally passed to the functions that you're calling. So the second thing we're going to look at in this tutorial is the REST operator, and the REST operator is a convenient way for dealing with multiple parameters that are passed to your functions. So having to specify the name1, name2 and name3 variables when we define our function is a little bit restrictive because our sayHi function is always going to be expecting at least 3 names to log out to the console. And of course you saw a moment ago that if any of those variables are undefined, the output that we get isn't quite what we're expecting. So we could pass all of these names into the function as an array, but the REST operator will allow us to keep this same structure when calling the function, but access any variable length arguments as an array inside of our function. So we define the REST operator with 3 dots, or periods, and you'll notice we get an error straight away in our console saying the REST parameter must be the last one in our function definition. So now if we just log the names argument to the console, you'll see it consists of the last 3 parameters that were passed to the sayHi function call. And of course we'll probably want to move the greeting text to the start of the function. And of course, now we have an array of names inside of our sayHi function, we can just use a loop to log them to the console. And we're able to add new names as more arguments to the sayHi function call. So the REST operator and this technique is really useful when you've got a variable list of arguments that you want to deal with within your function, but you don't necessarily want to bundle those up into an array to pass them into the function.